Well, yesterday we talked here about Professor Noam Chomsky's suggestion that bin Laden's killing was a crime and that George Bush was more deserving of punishment. We thought that Professor Chomsky's position was just a wee bit extreme, but it's apparently not that much out of the order of the academic mainstream after all. Andrew Breitbart has been looking into what goes on inside college classrooms, and he joins us now with an intrepid reporter who gave us an inside view of a class at the University of Missouri, St. Louis, Phil Cristofanelli. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. Andrew, by the way, first off, Noam Chomsky, I always thought of him as the lunatic fringe of the academic world, but apparently he is mainstream, isn't he?
Well, he's kind of the Bear Bryant of the academic left. They all admire him, those that understand his strange jargon.
Well, Philip, tell us about what you found. This was a course that you took on labor studies, the working relationship between the labor movement and management. What did you find in that course?
Well, there were three things that really concerned me about this course. One was that much of the material that was introduced was not really of academic quality, namely the textbook, which was written by the editor of a socialist magazine and published by the same magazine.
That was Michael Yates. He's editor of Monthly Review, which prides itself on being a Marxist publication. That was the text that you were reading. Go ahead.
Right. And two, much of the class time was dedicated to political organizing. They brought in an organizer from the Communist Party who was in his early 20s, didn't have any academic credentials, and he took up 2 hours of class time talking about his problems with the Missouri legislator and offering his phone number and telling people how they can join the Communist Party, so essentially recruiting. And then they spent a considerable portion of class time trying to train people how to fight a right-to-work race. Third, the bargaining tactics which they were teaching were highly illegal. I mean, they were telling people to, if they want to go on strike, they should lock themselves in the plant and hold the owner's capital hostage. They're saying if you don't get your way, you can destroy the machines. They were talking about sending guys to follow this CEO around, and the CEO got so intimidated to the point where he started wearing a flak jacket and a helmet around his own plant.
Well, let me just ask: was there anything in this course that was pro-business or pro-free market at all?
Well,
You're laughing. I guess not.
I mean, anytime an alternative opinion was brought up, they put me in the corner and kind of asked me a biased question and to defend some policy, and they made no effort to balance the class.
The video, by the way, that we were showing clips of in the background as Philip was talking was not distributed by Philip. We should mention that because there's been some on the web and everything. But the university has responded to the video, and it responds as follows. We're definitely, the excerpts that were made were definitely taken out of context with their meaning highly distorted through splicing and editing from different times within a class period and across multiple class periods. So was this videotape, which was evidence of what Philip was just talking about, was the tape edited in such a way to distort its meaning?
Insurgent Visuals edited it, took the course and truncated it down from 30 hours to some minutes where people could get a sampling. And no, it doesn't take it out of context. In fact, if you look at the 30 hours of the course, it's far more offensive than the videos that Insurgent Visuals put out there. Missed a lot of the major points, such as the ones that Phil brought up, that talked about the degree to which they were trying to indoctrinate people into the Communist Party, saying that basically that the Democratic Party works too much within the system of capitalism, and it's their desire to bring back the Democratic Party to the Communist Party. The videos are, it's very interesting, as they're using the smokescreen to attack the editor, they are also simultaneously saying that they're not going to put the full videos out there. That's because they know how damning they are. They're saying that they want to protect the children's rights. Well, why don't you, their right to privacy? Well, why don't you just put out the audio without the video, or why don't you put out the full transcript and stop blaming the messenger?
Well, good question. Philip, we have to run, but is what you saw in that one particular class, is that an exception or the rule of what you see at the university?
Well, this was the only class I took at UMSL, so I can't speak for the whole university, but my experience at Washington University was nothing like this. Washington University was a very good university.
Okay, so this was an exception, although, Andrew, I guess you and I could both think of a lot of cases where it was the rule. Andrew Breitbart, Philip Cristofanelli. By the way, Andrew Breitbart is author of Righteous Indignation. There is a copy of the book. Go out to your bookstore and get it. Thanks a lot, guys. Good to see you both. Coming up on deck, the president gets a big boost.